I'm here for the sizzle. You can keep the steak.
Today, on This American Dice, we present the finale of Soth.
The final hours of this world are upon us. Soon the long-slumbering god will be awoken by its loyal servants. Having killed Sheriff Brown when he was unwilling to become a loyal convert, 3 of the cultists ponder what to do as suspicion narrows in on them, and their 4th member shambles under a spell toward a future he knows not. Will this world be reborn, or will their efforts be the fumbling of mortals who dare think they can guide the destiny of gods?
Find out today on This American Dice.
If we want to fuck around with the time, those police cars coming, the odds are if that kid saw what happened, he would have to go to someplace with a phone or straight up go to the police station, call them or be there and tell them, and then they'd have to come this way.
Well, and we have a map. So the fish cannery is here. The swordfish is the bar. So we have to go. A little kid running to a bar is fucking hysterical. So you'd have to go to the bar. Wait, is the river here? Is this water?
I think
so.
He's going to have to go back up here and go over this bridge.
Well, there might be like houses around there otherwise where they could go.
At that point, he'd probably go to City Hall. Just go straight to the police.
Yeah.
So if this was a TV show, maybe we see, just, you know how they'll show you this last scene from the previous episode kind of a thing? Like we see that like we hear the gunshot, we see Sheriff Brown fall down outside, and then we see that kid looking at this, and then see his view of the body being dragged back in, and we see this kid run off, and he hops back on his bike because he's got to bicycle back home, and then maybe call the police.
Yeah, and this kid was it was Hank Walsh, I think, which was Barb, the secretary's son, I think.
Oh, so he's older, so he's not a little kid.
Yeah, he's like a teenager,
but still a bike.
Yeah.
Tis the 50s. Yeah. I think that's reasonable, because if you're seeing it from his perspective, then we can go back, flash, hey, what happened inside while he was doing the...
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, is that what you guys want to do? So
you start from there?
I would love that.
Yeah. And Old Gus is standing there with the gun. Like I thought we could settle him down, but he seems... looks like we brought him here, but he wasn't the same man.
He wasn't going to listen. Everything that we tried, he wasn't listening. We tried to calm him down. We tried to force him down. Nothing worked.
Well, I can't help but feel that this is my mistake, and I feel that Soth could possibly not accept me now, because this was completely my mistake. I'm the one that brought the creature.
Well, Pat. We tried something else. We tried to take care of each other, and it just didn't work. There's nothing we could do, and he's bleeding at this point, but I feel like we have a connection, because you're kind of like my teacher and all that. He's going to put his bloody hand on you, and I don't know if you would like that or not, because she's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But
she just licks her shoulder.
When you have the book on you, right? He's going to see that his hand is there and think of the blood, and he's going to make the connection. You know what? Somebody's got to do it. So he's going to put the hand on the book. Now, he can't read it, and he's not going to open it.
Right.
But that's symbolistic. He's trying to get you to focus, because you're losing it. You're losing it, Pat!
I'm crying. I'm very upset.
You need to focus. There's a god!
Oh, I just can't believe that I did this, and I ruined everything. This is all my fault. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think Old Gus meanwhile is saying no, Patty, no, we're the chosen ones. His eye, I've seen the eye open up in the heavens, and I know that this thing here is I know what's going on. We've got to find somebody else. We've got to make sure. We got to get Richard back here in the morning and make sure.
Gus, we don't have anybody else. It's us right now.
That's it. It's just us.
It's us. And Douglas is gonna take out the blade. And he's not gonna point at you. He's gonna have what is it? He's holding it by the blade, right? So he's got the handle, and he's gonna offer it to you, but you've done a lot today.
Yeah. And I think actually Gus, who his motivations within this are, I listened back to like based on everybody's motivations, they are like, this thing saved me, I want revenge, I want to make a better world. Gus's are entirely like, I want to be young again. And so the idea of like, and I'll die in order to get this, like that's entirely not, like doesn't
That's not
jive.
an option, right?
So I think when Deputy Douglas takes the knife out, Gus kind of like pulls the gun up for a second again, and like when he realizes like, oh, it's not, he's like, you're not doing it aggressively, he kind of like chills out. But yeah, for a second, like I think in his head he's like, uh-oh, there's 3 of us in here. This is an alive situation. With this Brazilian soccer team just got stranded. That's probably something will happen in the future. By the way, I've seen the future.
One of the only visions I got from Soth.
It was very not relevant to my situation.
The entire movie has a dream.
Is soccer even popular here now? No, right?
Yeah.
They're still getting football.
It's called lazy football where they don't use the hands. I don't understand.
Kicking. He's got...
No, it would be... He's from the 50s. He'd call it like ethnic football or something nasty.
Right. Commie football.
It's commie football. Listen up.
Commie football. Douglas has his hand on the book. He like offers it. Sees you're a little shaky. Don't shoot me with the gun. And he's going to give it to Pat.
And I...
and you know what to do.
Pat definitely wants to... I want to like... So I just sort of go like crazy at that point. I'm crying. Yeah. And then...
Calm. Oh.
Just look him straight in the eye, and then I put my hand on top of your hand. So I'm over here. Patricia puts her hand on top of Douglas.
It's a wedding ceremony.
And Softy swear.
and they look at each other deep in the eyes.
And we know.
You know.
Yeah.
And I Patricia puts her hand up to his cheek and is like, this is a brave and noble sacrifice, my son. You'll always be here in my heart, but it's time.
So when you do that, I move my hand from the book and I walk over to the tank. And I'm not gonna get up because you're so small, but I'm gonna like lean against, like maybe sit there so you can just.
Ken is still like pickling.
Yeah, behind me there's like a body. Ooh, where did we put? Is the sheriff still alive?
We
dragged his body in. We shot him.
Yeah.
I assume he's dead, but just like lying on the floor.
Yeah. At some point before this conversation, we would probably try to get rid of the body, I assume.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure his dead ass is in that tank behind me. Fresh!
Yeah.
Get in. But now I've got a few bubbling bodies in there. So yeah, I definitely I put my hand back, like kind of on your shoulder, because I'm sitting up back towards the tank. So you got to do what you got to do. And he's gonna close his eyes because even though he's like choosing to do it, it's still fucking scary. Yeah. Like, you still gotta die.
Yeah, I want like a single tear to come out of Douglas's eye.
Yeah, absolutely.
Close
He's
your
there for
eyes
it. Just stab me fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do? You like slit his throat?
So I
Yeah.
want,
blood on the blade.
I look over at Old Gus, and I forget names. Gus, it's time. As the leader and as the bookkeeper, or the tome keeper of the tome, I believe that this is our only choice. But it's not in vain, my young Douglas, because once I'm impregnated with 1 million babies,
Yes,
one of them will be named Douglas.
Douglas? Me?
Your name and legacy will live on forever in the new savior of the new world.
In the Soth seed.
In the Soth seed savior of the new world.
Oh, God.
So I think Gus, and like maybe you are facing him, so you could just be like, you know, get him to be strong, and I'm gonna come behind you.
I think he'll say like, I think Old Gus will say, so as Soth served and protected you long ago as a boy, so too shall your sacrifice serve to protect the new world we're making. Thank you, Douglas.
I would cry.
Yeah. So I want to come behind him, and as he's saying this to him, because you're now kind of distracting and lifting him up and giving that inspiration, I'm just gonna slowly come up behind very quietly, and I shed a silent single tear, and I just stroke his hair a little bit,
God.
and then very quickly slit his throat. That all of the blood goes towards the tank. So now we're like filling the tank with blood.
So I'm actually standing in front.
So yeah, in my head I was thinking like if this is the tank in the middle, then you would be on one side of it, you'd be on the other side of it. Like here's the tank in the middle.
I think that when you do that, just naturally, Douglas like buckles a little bit because of. I'd imagine that affects your body. I've never experienced it personally.
They say you suffocate.
I'd imagine you also like just
suffocating,
lose like your blood pressure drops insanely because it's all so I think Gus has to kind of like hobble over there to grab him to where if we're holding him up so that it goes into the tank that he that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So just like hosing this blood into there.
Yeah.
Kind of, or at least like kind of like allowing it to pour out of.
Yeah.
I feel like with his last like consciousness, he like holds on to the tank because he's fucking scared. Like the drowning that he did when he was a kid, all that stuff is like,
it's all coming back.
Like,
This was all just borrowed time.
yeah, oh god. Oh, yeah, actually, when you think about it. So, like, but maybe, like, you feeling your arms or, like, whatever, he, like, lets go. Like, he is holding on, but he's like, it's too late. Like, I'm already here. Yeah. Push me in the tank!
Yep. So, because I would like the tank to just be filling with the blood. And then I can, Patricia looks at Gus and says, with this consecration of the blood of our young follower, we will appease our god Soth. This was the most beautiful sacrifice that we could have ever asked for. And I'm so happy that we're so close. And then I'm tiny, so like I'm just gonna kind of push forward, and maybe that you can come around and like help me like lift his legs over.
When this moment that Douglas finally, the life goes from his eyes, and the ritual is complete, there's an earthquake, like the whole like ground starts trembling.
Cool.
Not like a oh no, we're like knocked over or anything, but like
like a straight up tremor.
Yeah, not like a
tiny, not like a T-Rex taking slow steps.
Yeah,
an actual Okay, cool.
And it's probably for like a significant amount of time, like 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, so maybe after we've thrown him in there, and we kind of like wait for a moment, and kind of nothing seems to happen. As lame as this is, I'm always kind of a fan of that in things where it's like nothing went on. We kind of pause. You and I kind of like stare at each other, or Pat and Gus stare at each other for a while. And there's that like dead calm. There's no music. There's no noise. There's no crickets chirping. And what if then that's when that earthquake happens, and it's like shaking the shit out of this factory, and like the factory is possibly coming down on us. And so you and I are kind of like busy dealing with this earthquake, and it allows the reborn Douglas to make a dramatic appearance. So that we're not paying attention to that at all.
Yeah.
My body's gonna be in there. It's floating, and it actually is gonna sink. So it like disappears from the rest of the bodies because it's special. Damn it!
It is.
So it's gonna sink, but during the fissures, the bubbles like the gonna like pour forward, and normally the water stays in the tank because Soth is usually in control, right? Thank you, Soth. But the water that does come out starts to like burrow into the floor. So like there is still that crack, and it's like gonna like mix up with dirt and mud and just like get real nasty because that water's already disgusting.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's not that he's created from water and dirt, but he's created from like the earth. It like comes out. So I want him to have like the basic shape of Douglas, like that's Douglas's height, but not his body. I definitely want tentacles. Because hentai is great and everyone should participate. Tentacles, but it's going to be like tentacles like out of his ribcage. So he's got like a few of them. He's still got arms, but he's still got like a few tentacles. His arms are going to be way longer than normal. So it gives you that like, if he were to crawl on the walls, he'd be like a Wendigo or whatever. Like, so, and then his legs are going to be more like because he's not translucent, like you can't see through him, but it's like a mixture of like muddy water. So like lake water, right? Where you're like,
is he translucent? Like his skin is kind of like one of those weird lizards.
Yeah.
Oh, you can like see his veins. And...
Yeah. It's that kind of like you can see not through him, just through like a layer or two. His eyes are completely different. They're the sun eyes, like the blocking out the sun eyes. And then the only thing that'll stay the same is kind of like, I want to say where this like where she cut his throat. That's gonna stay. Like you see, you're still gonna see the cut, like all the way. She went deep.
I did.
So let that blood out.
What if that became a gill?
Oh my god,
singular
yes.
gill on his neck.
I fucking love that. Absolutely, yes. So now it's like a gill. This is his like new body. It's not Douglas anymore, technically, but yes. And then so he's got like extra tentacles, like, and they could be various lengths. They ain't got to be the same. You know, it's just out of his rib cage essentially is where all those tentacles are. So he's got these super long arms. For his like skull, now that he can't talk anymore, I think it should be like his mouth should be like you can't see it anymore. It's one of those like flesh covered mouths. Like
Soth didn't make a mouth for you. You don't need one.
No, I don't need it. But yeah, so that's what he looks like now. And when he comes out, he crawls out. It's not like raising the. He like crawls out with the tentacles and everything. Like
what are actually Gus's and Pat's reaction? And maybe the scene ends there. We'll go to the next one.
I think Pat would immediately fall to her knees and just be like, "Praise Soth for this beautiful creature he has bestowed on us."
I love her.
I think for old Gus, it just like the camera just like zooms in on his face, and he just does like the like slow zoom, and then he just has like the mouth agape entirely, like because he's committed to this. He's seen these things in dreams. He saw that crazy monster that we summoned, but now to see Douglas like totally transformed or reborn. It's like, it's still like an insane wonder, but he's just like,
What's the next ritual?
Okay. Everyone. I mean, Gus.
Yeah, it's a cult of two right now.
yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, we just see maybe like an image of Mayor Shaw just like walking aimlessly. He's like, I gotta leave. He told me I gotta leave.
Just going. All right, Gus. It is time. The breaking of the skein. It requires 2 sacrifices. An unmarried adult and a healer. It must occur at least 2 hours later under the light of Soth, in a place where the public gather regularly.
An unmarried adult and a healer.
Yes, I have an idea for an unmarried adult.
Okay, damn, that's what I had too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I was gonna say, what is the name? Walsh, the lady who we were like, oh, she's got a beehive. Barb.
Barb? Oh man, I was thinking
The British guy.
No.
What's his name?
Something.
Clam. Hi, I'm Clam.
Old Clam.
Archie.
Oh yeah.
Archie Smythe.
Archie Smythe.
I'm down for
Sounds
beehive,
British.
lady, but I was originally thinking, what was the mayor's assistant, the young lady, Dorothy,
Dorothy Thompson.
the annoying Dorothy.
That's my aunt. Well, it was my aunt before I died.
Right.
Wait, can I not
Right.
talk? I should not talk.
Well,
Just
you can
Not
talk,
in character,
right?
yeah.
I could talk. Okay, when we're not doing something.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, then you make weird whale noises.
Actually, can you wait outside? We'll tell you when.
Call me in every time you need to slam something.
Games that do that are sometimes cool, but it would be so frustrating to be like, okay, now we have to talk. You need to leave. Okay, now you guys got to figure something out. I'll go.
That shit, like when you're a teenager playing D&D, like, all right, here's a secret note for the DM. All right, we're gonna go outside and discuss this for like a half an hour. It's like, why are we here? I hate this game.
Yeah.
But no, I'm down for beehive.
Beehive Barb.
Beehive Barb. I'm down for that too. That's fine.
Either one is fine by me. I just think that It should definitely be somebody we've already met, because we haven't met, like, the town doctor or anyone
Right.
like that, unless...
I had an idea for that.
For the healer?
Yeah. Like,
Could
who?
the fire chief be considered a healer?
That's a stretch, I think.
If you think Soth would believe it.
I mean, he knows CPR? Assuming.
Ooh, oh, maybe.
Hey, you're not wrong.
I was thinking that doesn't your wife, Miss Prudence, has to have a doctor? You know, you are her caretaker, but, like, you have to take her to the doctor sometimes. You know, so you would know the doctor, because you'd have direct contact
Let's
with
be
him.
serious. You're close to death. We think you know a doctor.
Oh, sorry. I was looking for names.
Right here. Oh, that's right. Those names. New names. New names.
We said this. 15 NPCs today. That's what we're at.
That's our goal. So I think if I'm not mistaken, we are on...
Donald.
Yeah.
Daisy.
So the first ritual started on midday on Thursday, and right now, this isn't important to anything, but a fun fact. Here, Saturday, it's sundown right now.
And it's
we went
2
through-
hours after my rise.
2 hours after your rise, yeah. Yep, and it needs to under the light of Soth in a place where public gather regularly.
So this does need to happen under the light of Soth, and in a place where the public gather regularly.
Yeah, and we've already used the park, so and we've
It
already
has to be in a
City
new spot?
Hall. It doesn't, but I just think it would be fun if it was.
Okay. Oh, McCarthy. Dr. McCarthy.
Oh,
Oh, all right.
Why not?
nice.
So yeah. Oh, Gus is totally down because his thought is, well, once Soth is here,
Right. The whole point is that-
Prue and I will be young and vibrant. We won't even need Dr. McCarthy.
Oh my god, I love that.
Well, if I were to choose the unmarried adult, as much as I think Miss Dorothy would be a good fit for Soth, that is Douglas's aunt. And I believe that we should let them have some peace because they're going to have all of the riches of the savior of Soth, baby Tentacle Douglas.
Tentacle Douglas.
Yeah.
Tentacle Douglas.
Douglas
the perfect
Tentacle.
Can I nod at least? Tentacle nod.
Tentacle Doug. and I think that if it were me, the old Mrs. What's her name again? Barbara Walsh. Barbara Walsh is an old maid. She's never been married. She works at the. I think nobody will miss her. Nope.
I think she has a child.
Wait.
She might
She
be
does?
surprised.
Oh, freaking.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't say that.
I think that. So
You get to ask
could
suspicion when you-
I throw out an idea that you and I are having this conversation in the truck, driving back into town,
Okay.
That's a safe spot.
And,
You
um,
have this- you have
and-
time to talk.
and is
Am I in the
is
truck?
Tentacle Douglas
Just
in the
laying in the bed.
well, like in the bed. In the bed, maybe under a tarp, and we have the back thing open,
Oh,
so we can be
under
like,
tarp,
I
I
arrived
Oh,
love
and you
there.
just see like a tentacle, like
I love
Every now and then I
it.
agree. I just like reach in and tap you.
Yes, I like that. That's your way of communicating. It's just like, boop.
Because I can't talk.
Yeah.
So.
Periodically, old Gus will be like, "What was that?" Because unfortunately, the deaf ear is the ear to you, so he has to have you speak up again.
Every now and then a tentacle slaps you on the face and just suck. You hear that noise?
Well,
can't
then
do it.
if
Too loud.
she's not childless, then, but she never married his father.
Ooh, true. We've never.
She never married his father, and that's just not right. It's the 1950s.
Oh, you're right.
As
They
I-
should have gotten married.
As a hilarious thing, literally the book I'm reading right now, because I'm going back and reading some books I read as a kid that I was like assigned to read in high school. I'm literally reading The Scarlet Letter, so it's the Massachusetts
yes!
story of a woman who like did, yeah,
Wait, what
I
are the
like that one.
what are the people again you need?
a healer,
We need a healer.
an unmarried adult.
Unmarried adult.
Alright, I think Hank maybe counts as adult. That could be stretching it. You do Archie. We haven't had I think he might be the only person that we know for sure has never been married.
Kind of just want, personally, I mean, I can be swayed, but like we have a man, I'm assuming, right? Dr. McCarthy's a man? Or is it a woman?
I think in the 50s it would be more likely to be a man.
Right. A man and a lady. appease Soth with 2 sexes.
The fire chief maybe is unmarried.
We know he also has. Did we say he had a kid? No, Jack was his nephew.
Yes, Archie had a nephew. That's who that was. Yeah.
Who else?
So I'd be down.
Maud and Jerome. Oh, Maud and Jerome were Douglas's parents.
My parents, yeah. Well, I know I can get. If I make a big enough fuss, I can definitely get Dr. McCarthy to come out where we need him. If I tell him that. If I tell him Prue's having her health is acting up.
Yes.
Getting to a public place is a little different, but I think once we get him out to my place, it'll be pretty easy to essentially capture him.
Because it has to happen in a public place, right?
And time is like super of the essence right now, right? It's like 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
So, may I ask a question? This is more of a Milton question, because we never really put a hospital on this map. In a smaller town, it wouldn't really be a big hospital. It'd be a smaller, like...
I'm almost imagining Dr. McCarthy
office.
makes house calls,
Yeah.
has an office, and if there's like a big enough issue, we go to whatever the big town nearby is and go to their hospital.
That makes sense.
Right. So, like, his hospital, like, his office would be somewhere downtown. Right?
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't, it's not the type of where he would live in the same place. It's not,
Right.
It's not that small. So, there's probably a place downtown
Yeah.
where people travel all the time.
Absolutely. So
What about a grocery store?
as soon as I get to a phone, I can call Dr. McCarthy, have him meet us at his office, and tell him I brought Prue lickety split right here.
I'm Prue. And then TARP! No, I'm just kidding. I was joking. It was a joke. Is that you, Douglas?
You notice my wife's grown tentacles. It's a bit of an issue.
And then, yes.
She's losing her memory and gaining more isopod-like characteristics.
Well, I believe that I could also get Barb to meet me at the doctor's office. I could tell her that her son has had an accident and is being rushed to Mr. McCarthy's office. And we split up. You drop me off at the city hall. I will go run unto her and tell her that her son has been in an accident and we need to leave immediately. And you go home and call. No, you don't have to go home, really, right?
Just any phone.
You come with me to City Hall, and while I'm distracting her, you use her phone.
Yeah, so long as we just get somewhere where there's a phone, I can call Dr. McCarthy. There's bees over there.
Are there any bees?
Yeah.
Your son's been attacked by bees.
This bee feels like a knife. Why do you need my blood?
Listen, this is Wicker Man 2. Wicker Man 2 still wickering.
The Awakening.
Yeah, the wickening.
Awakening.
Every wicker way but loose.
Yeah.
What a truck drive. I'm in there just at the bed of the truck, like holding on. This is an old ass truck too.
Yeah.
Yeah, although... remembering we had said that Deputy Douglas drove Gus to this place.
Oh, so you used my cop car?
I don't think he would have. I think that would be like a bad plan.
You can say that the truck was there. I feel that's more interesting.
Okay. Or he drove the cop car to
really
his
the
place and then
truck,
drove
yeah.
or something like that.
We could do that in
Okay.
2 hours. The place is not that big.
Sure. So then in some of this, probably, like, we have a shot cutting away to the cops showing up to that, like, arriving near the cannery, maybe. Like, sometime during what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, good news, they don't really show up.
Okay, good.
That's
So-
creepy.
Okay, but so we are going to City Hall, to the library, to make this call, or
Yeah,
what?
we're going to City Hall so I can grab Barb and distract her and take her to the office. You use the phone while we're there.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's the game plan.
That's the game plan.
So here's the bad news. When you get there, there's it's like a crime scene situation going on.
We're gonna do
Not
that.
letting people in.
I
Can we go into the Oh yeah, for sure.
No, I'm
Could
sorry.
we go into the basement?
Tentacle Doug knows why.
I feel there's maybe just. Do we have any other cop names? Maybe not.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, do
Yeah, didn't we?
Deputy Soth.
Deputy Johnson.
Oh no, I'm thinking about
That's a
Chief
long
O'Keefe.
accent.
Oh, yeah. Give me another name from there.
Deputy. I'm gonna say Joseph Johnson.
Joseph Johnson.
Deputy Johnson.
JJ. Come on.
Yeah, but he 100% goes by JJ.
Good
Deputy
call,
JJ.
good call.
Listen, when I'm on duty, it's Deputy Johnson.
So the first
JJ when I'm hanging out.
So the first thing is, I guess, when you pull into the parking lot or whatever, and whoever steps foot, say, I don't know, Old Gus, why not, steps foot on the ground, like an earthquake happens, like another one of these tremors, just like this second your foot hits the ground.
And I feel that Gus, because he opens the door and he gets out, and it's the 50s, so there's no air conditioning in the cars, so he like has the windows open. So as he does that, he kind of like holds on to the frame of the car and like the body of it, and I think there's a weird face that you can't tell if he's terrified or if he's, and this is gross, if he's terrified or if he's legitimately orgasming.
Was a weird way to take that? Sure.
Yeah. Where he's like, but he's like, it's insane. Like
It's like the first time you get spanked, you're like, I don't know if I liked it, but I definitely liked it. Did I like it? I liked it.
I just killed a dude.
Is that the same thing as the spanking, guys? I don't know if it's the same.
And so did you get shot? How'd you get wounded?
No, he got punched in the face. So I think he's got the
Like a
gauze
black
in
eye.
his ear from the thing, and I think he has a. I'm always a fan of this. Because it's, if your nose gets broken hard enough, you also get black eyes because like your sinuses are connected to your eyes. That 100% happened to Gus. I'm always a fan of characters looking like they got the
old
shit
man.
kicked out of them. Also, he's like a 60-something-year-old man. He's not
He
in the
probably
best of
already
shape.
has cauliflower ear.
Yeah, from the war. Listen, have you?
Listen, because I can't.
Because I can't. Can you say it again? This here, son, please. So he has like a broken nose that he maybe as he gets out of the car like wipes some of the blood off of his nose. But yeah, he has like black eyes from the sheriff having just punched him in the face.
And so it's after sunset now, so it's
100%.
now dark. So also we'll notice, at least as viewers, if not the cultists themselves, like it's a moonless night, but like the eye of Soth is like shining this like weird
red
like
star.
greenish, like orangey light.
Ooh, yeah.
That fish orange. That's right. It was like
Like
fish eye.
blood orange.
Right.
Oh, and so then when he looks up and he's having his feargasm, he like stares at that, and we see a shot of his eye, and we see maybe the the eye that we saw over it, overlaid over his eye.
When it first appeared, blossomed in the sky, it looked like a star, and now it's like half the size of what the full moon would be. It's like getting bigger.
Awesome.
Weird.
Yeah, Gus's hands, which
cauliflower hands.
He's got two. Well, they're two cauliflowers, and the thing is, he's been boiling them, and so now they're squishy. No, it smells in here a little bit. No, I feel he's a man in his. I think we've said mid to late 60s, if not older than that. And so I think his kind of hands have been fairly weaker throughout these things. He was very nervous when shooting that gun, the times that he's shot this gun, because it's I haven't shot this thing in years. And I think that he grabs this thing, and then we see him grip it with a renewed strength, but it's a renewed strength come from the will of a zealot at this point. And it's at this point with Old Gus, he realizes what happens going forward isn't super important because this world only exists for 2 more hours.
That tremor again goes for a long, like 3 or 4 minutes, like uncomfortably long, and then kind of settles back down.
Yeah.
So we have the crime scene in the city hall. Like they're kind of taped up. You got Deputy JJ kind of standing there. It's a small town, so you probably know this guy. But there's also the crime scene of the fireworks still that's kind of been abandoned at the moment, but in the field next to the city hall.
Just body parts everywhere, really, at this point.
Oh my god! That is something to think about, because there might have been enough of an explosion to throw a bit of a person.
Frank's torso.
Oh god, a torso's over here.
A finger.
So yeah, there's maybe like a circle of like, you know, tape in that field, like the caution tape, crime scene tape, whatever. And then
tiny flags. They're just putting tiny flags near the body parts.
I was thinking, like, it's such a small town, they only had just ribbon for the parade.
Oh my god.
It's just that it just looks like this is where a party's gonna happen. No, kids, no.
Oh jeez.
yeah, maybe they wouldn't have tape on the outside of the actual city hall, but this guy, W. Johnson, JJ, is he's like, what should he be like? We don't have enough World War II vets, so he's going to be a World War II vet. What's that put him at, like 20s or 30s, right?
Yeah, 1950. Yeah, he could be in his late
30s.
He's like,
Right.
yeah,
He'd be in his late 30s ish.
Okay. So yeah, this is like a good old boy, just kind of standing there. And you guys come up together, I guess, after this earthquake thing. He's like,
yeah. Can I throw in
crazy.
a crazy supernatural thing?
yeah.
And let me know if this is too much. When we go up and we've not seen, like, since he had this like fear-gasm for a second, and we saw the thing with his eye, and then we come up, when we see Gus again, he is younger.
Oh, interesting.
Fun. I love that.
Okay.
Like he looks a little bit.
So there's he had like a shock of like black hair.
Right, he'd been mostly bald and had gray hair, and now all of a sudden he just has more hair. Some of it is salt and pepper.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, now that I'm thinking about it, you said it had been like 3 minutes of a tremor. If he was holding the door and everybody in town was kind of like, don't move, it's a tremor. We've never experienced this.
Yeah, and probably JJ's like braced himself in like the door
What the
frame
fuck
of
is
this
happening?
place. Yeah.
Before you get out of the car, a tentacle's gonna slither up and just kind of like caress you.
Yes, you were literally reading my mind, because what I wanted to do was.
Oh yeah, you're in the car while this.
Yeah, so I'm in the car, but it's a truck, so it's got that little window.
Yeah.
And so I want to, like, you do that, but I also equally want to just reach for you.
For Tentacle Douglas?
For Tentacle Douglas. And so we're like reaching for each other, and then I like reach up to the sky and I look down and get your beautiful eyes, Tentacle Doug.
You're like mirroring the star in the sky.
And we both look up and praise ye, Almighty Soth. Thank you for this beautiful tremor. It's almost time.
Everybody's orgasming and I'm into it. So,
Are you glad you had that hentai monster now?
Yes!
well, I'm under a tarp. I really only had one tentacle,
Right,
so my
exactly.
face is kind of out.
Yeah.
So the rest of my tentacles under the tarp are gonna go like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I
It's
just
like
want-
waves.
They're just wiggling.
Yeah, just like the slightest bit of just like we just, it's our, like we're
Yeah,
one
we're having
almost
a
with
moment.
Soth, like having that moment. Yeah. So
It's gross, but it's kind of fucking awesome.
yeah, we're just having it. So, but I still am in the car because we're touching, I'm praising, and then I'm gonna get out.
Touching, praising, living life.
Just the best Christian rock song
Yeah.
from
Oh, see, I was
1999.
I was thinking, yeah, but it's like a bad Christian rock cover of like a parody of Blink-182. Touching, praising,
Oh god.
I'm celebrating the Lord. He's my friend.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. To the end. I don't
Yes!
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I liked it.
Put that at the front.
know. Yeah.
All right, so just old Gus is
Oh, man,
going
I
up
wanna
to
keep going.
JJ, right?
So, I wasn't planning on it, but it's like if they're there, I would prefer we go into the library with Pat. But if it's like, but if we all have to go through, if all traffic goes through the same door in this building,
Yeah. Well,
which
it
sounds
might be
we
like
want.
this might be to the library entrance or something.
Okay.
Like they're in
The
front
whole
of
building's
thing.
kind of covered. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and JJ's kind of after the tremor settles down. He's like, "Oh, Gus, you okay there?" I don't know what's going on. Some kind of earthquakes. We never had one of these.
Yeah, sounds to me like there's something going on here, something big. What's happened here, JJ? Sorry, deputy. And when you look at Gus, like, he, like, has a very different, like, look to him.
I could carry 10 buckets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mop this whole town.
Oh, you need me to mop the floor? I will. Oh, you're being, like, overly aggressive about it. Stop it. I'm gonna do it. I swear to God.
But yeah, he's kind of like, don't worry, Old Gus. Take the night off. We don't need there's a big hubbub up there. We're not letting anyone in. It's kind of a dangerous situation.
And he thinks to himself again, JJ, you've got 2 hours. And that's like the thought in his head.
Yeah.
And he just says, I'm sorry, JJ. It's just my wife. I gotta call Dr. McCarthy. Get him up here to his office. You mind if I pop in and use the phone, or actually, can I just borrow a quarter for the payphone? I'm sorry, it's 1950s. Can I borrow a nickel for the payphone?
A quarter's like a full meal, fuck.
A quarter? Listen, you swindler. He shoots me.
Your wife's dead.
Yeah.
For a quarter.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Your wife will be cold in hell before you get a quarter.
Am I with you at this point? Like, we're both running together?
I didn't know if you were in the...
You're in the car, but
We're having a moment, but then I feel like at that point, I want to start running with you because...
You take the tentacles out of your mouth.
Yeah.
The dream.
Yeah.
I want to kind of go. You have a good idea, but I don't know how the hell I'm going to get into City Hall. I mean, my excuse is valid. I could literally be like, oh no, because I'm crazy. And so I'm like making a huge scene, and I'm just like, why do I keep forgetting her name? Barbara Walsh. Is Barbara there?
Oh, so you kind of like run up, right?
I feel like I'm running up and you're like, oh, I got this emergency, because that way at least we're distracting him from both sides. And I'm like, running up the steps and, JJ, deputy, please. Please.
He's very disrespected.
I need to speak with Barb immediately.
And I think realizing these two things don't need to happen at the same place, he can just use a payphone nearby, and near City Hall there probably would be like the one payphone in town. He can go use it. Yeah. He now is like, and I think we see him smile, and I think Gus is starting to look more evil as this goes on, because he's just like, oh, man, these people don't even know what's gonna come after them. And so like he completely subordinates what he's doing to Pat's. Like, oh, you're worried about something's happened to Barbara? Something to Miss Walsh? I'll say, what's happened?
It's her son. Her son has
Little Hank.
Little Hank is hurt. He was out playing in the field and he got a bee sting.
Oh, these fucking bee stings!
I don't know.
That's amazing, yeah. That's amazing.
And he's allergic. We need to tell her to bring the EpiPen immediately.
Oh, those won't exist for years and years. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's them soft visions.
Yeah. You're having visions of the future. One day soon, anaphylactic shock will be curable.
We need Barbara to meet us down at Mr. McCarthy's office to help respirate him.
Respirate.
That's a word, right?
Yeah. I just don't know what the... bee stings.
Well, yeah,
listen, extra. Why don't you? I'll see if I can get a call from the payphone. Well, give me a dime, JJ. I'm sorry, Deputy Johnson.
Yeah, and he's for sure flustered.
Yeah,
all this stuff.
Well, and there's no such. Just a side note, there is no such thing as an EpiPen.
Not at this time.
Then her son might die.
Oh my God, EpiPens don't exist, JJ.
You're crazy! I love it.
Her son might die!
Yeah, he's for sure, like, real flustered. He's kind of, looking to both of you, like, what's going on? Kind of like, well, wow, gosh, man, I'm real sorry, but, Miss Walsh is up there. That's part of the problem going on. I can get a message to her. I can radio the other folks, but
Listen.
and he's like, oh, and yes, Old Gus, here. Of course, he gives you like
Oh, thank you.
50 cents.
$1.
Yeah.
What? That's not gonna work.
It's all of his pocket change.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, thank you so much. I just need the time. And he like fumbles with it and drops because he's supposed to be so flustered.
Yeah.
But he fumbles with it, and as soon as he turns, he smiles evilly and kind of like jaunts over to the
with his
payphone.
like blood orange like shine.
No, he like definitely Two-Face like throws the coin in the hand.
Well, no, I think
catches it
yeah,
perfect.
I think he drops some of the stuff and goes to pick it up, but he's like, I gotta go. And he heads to the payphone. He's like, you need to ask Miss Walsh to get over there. And he like walks to the payphone, and when we see him get to the payphone, his hair is now like he has all of his hair back.
I love that. And I like the idea of him being like this old man, but maybe JJ notices he's running very quickly for an old man. He's like running really good.
And one that has 2 black eyes.
Yeah.
Right, and
Yeah, also.
and 2 black guys.
And a broken nose.
So then, if I don't need to go inside, JJ, I just need you to bring Mrs. Walsh out.
And he's just like, oh gosh, ma'am. There's kind of a situation going upstairs. Someone broke in. There's a big thing. I'm not supposed to let anyone in and out. And I think like Miss Walsh was like attacked during this. And I don't know if she's in any condition. I can let the officers upstairs know. Maybe we can get someone out there. Like, do you know where? Like, what field was it?
She's been attacked. Then we need to take her to Mr.
I need doctors! Lots of doctors!
We need to take her right away. This is
dying.
a dire need.
No.
Why are you standing there?
He's like, yeah, Dr. McCarthy's seeing to her right now. He's upstairs. But I just don't know. Like, I'm real sorry, man. Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. But I can't let anyone in or out because it's a lot of situation. I hope you understand. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. And you better get home, like with all these earthquakes and I don't know what's going on, but you gotta get safe, ma'am.
Okay, so here's where I cause a problem, and I'm so sorry.
Perfect.
Yeah, because you can just do whatever if no one gives you an order, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard them talking about the plan.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that McCarthy and Barbara are in the same room, essentially. Okay. So if
Sure
I
do.
hear that, I just want to say this out loud. If you haven't been given a command for 5 minutes, choose one of the following. Take one action to satisfy your need or method. Take one action of your choice. So he already knows what he is. And he's here to fuck stuff up for Soth.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys didn't give him an order. I was like, but I can't.
Somebody tell me what to do. Okay,
Right,
I get it.
can't. So when he hears where they are, the truck is gonna start rattling, and he's gonna like tentacle like rise from the back of the truck. Now I don't know where you parked, so I'm not gonna make a big scene out of that. But are they on the first floor, the second floor? Do I know?
I think they're at the entrance to the library.
He
They're
said
at the
up.
entrance, yeah.
We said the entrance. We said the library. We're at the entrance to the library
Right,
portion
right.
of stuff, which goes downstairs
Yes.
into the basement. We said that the police station was either on the ground or the
It's
second
the ground floor because the offices are on the second floor.
And
because
where
that's
the
what
mayor
Shaw's
is, yeah.
office was. So
I mean, it's
Tentacle Douglas heard him say
Uh-huh.
up there.
yeah.
So he's gonna shift out of the thing, slime out of the truck.
Are you trying to do it stealthy or just like in full view of this
He
guy?
is trying to
'Cause
do
that's kind
stealthy.
of awesome.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to because he's listening. He knew enough to hide. You know what I mean? They didn't tell him not to be crazy. But what do you think
Also-
he would do? Because I technically can't speak. So
I will also remind everyone that if you're going up against someone who's not an investigator already, you can just kill them.
oh, and we just met him, huh? Oh, JJ. So yeah, then if that's the right. Yeah. He's gonna crawl out of the truck, and he's gonna like slide and he's gonna just walk right up and just he's Douglas height. He's not that different. So I guess in the shadow of the orange light, he'd probably look the same. But he's gonna put a tentacle on your shoulder as you're trying to convince, and then he's gonna grab another tentacle and just snap his neck.
Yeah, well, I think.
Sorry about it. I'm sorry.
JJ like sees sees you coming out, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Because
I feel it's definitely gonna.
drunk-ish now, right? I just want to say.
I feel like I want this to be a cool action scene. Like,
Do it.
We don't
Do it,
have
do
to
it.
like do the.
Oh,
the thing,
good.
especially because you can.
I was trying to avoid that.
Yeah, you can.
Plus, even if it's dark, if they're investigating this, they probably have lights on.
Yeah,
And there's
yeah.
probably enough lights
Yeah.
to see some stuff.
No, and I feel I'm just if
Do it.
if you'll allow this, I think I'm gonna do like a damage to you because he just like opens fire. He just like, what is that? And he kind of takes a Pat and just like puts her like stands in front of you. I guess like pushes you behind him.
That's sweet.
To try and protect you because this monster is approaching with like I imagine just all your tentacles and the weird darkness
It's
is
happening.
horrifying. And he probably shoots at you. You'll probably take like one little damage. I think you have a ton of damage you can take anyway.
Yes. Not if.
But yeah,
not
and
if
I think maybe
keep going
just
like this.
he just like shoots you a few times and it's just like water bullets to me. And yeah, you can just kill him as gruesomely or however you want.
I'm gonna make it swift because now that I have heard where these people are, he's got a mission and he's got to kill for Soth. So that's his goal. Now, the plan originally was to take them to the doctor, but McCarthy's here. Why don't we just do it? That's literally his brain is like, for Soth!
Yeah.
So I take a gunshot, take a wound, and he just reaches out whatever tentacle is the longest and goes, and just pushes that body aside and he starts walking. Like, if you don't tell him what to do, he's gonna keep going.
I feel like his head is like you try to do that, but it's like almost like rip the skin off. It's like
takes an extra
really gruesome. Yeah.
I think that we have the shot, and he's Old Gus is dialing the phone, and he's dialed the phone, and just to be funny because it's in the 50s, there aren't answering machines, so he's dialed the phone, and you hear like, no, Joe's not here, and he hears the gunshots, and he just drops the phone and heads back in, and so you hear.
Prudence.
I said Joe. Dr. McCarthy. So whatever Dr. McCarthy's first name is, let's say it's.
Oh, I thought he was calling.
Sorry, no.
I mixed it up.
Yeah.
Harold. She's like, Harold's not here. Hello, and you just see like he's dropped the phone, and he's now like, all right. There's only 2 hours to go. Here we are.
Let's get crazy!
I mean, I'm okay with it happening at City Hall because it's a public place.
And we've centralized most of our story here. Anyway.
Right, and I do feel that you made a good point. Like, it's 2 hours, the world is going to change, so fuck it, you know?
I do want to remind you, though, it has to be like under Soth's light or something, too.
So we need to get...
That just happened under Soth's light. We described it, blah, blah, blah. We don't know if that guy was unmarried or not, or a healer.
Right. But he could, we could command Tentacle Doug to go get them.
Tentacle Douglas,
And
are you
pull
that
them outside.
familiar with him?
Tentacle Douglas.
He's my boy.
Yeah, my little baby.
Oh, also, sorry to interrupt you for a second, but I think even though it like just happened once, JJ kind of falls to the ground, his head's like
Partially detached. Not even fully.
180 degrees the wrong way, and also like kind of like
Ripped asunder,
spinal, like the neck of his his neck bones are poking out. Once we see the life go out of him, there's like another tremor that happens, like a shorter one, like 30 seconds or so. It's just, and I feel like you almost feel in your heart of hearts like this is Soth time. Good work.
Good work, yeah.
Can we check? I don't have the capacity for this. Do I have it? I don't know if I have brain enough to. It doesn't say.
So
You automatically seize initiative. Do not harm cultists or support characters. No, it says your goal is to bring the arrival of Soth.
Oh, so then maybe I should be the one to be like, you're running back, so I can
so he's
say...
he's Old Gus is heading back after having maybe heard like Harold's not here, he's at City Hall, and he just he heard those gunshots and dropped the phone and ran forward, and so
And then
you see JJ's lifeless body on the ground.
I think I want to be like, immediately when he shoots him and then he kills him, I just want to be like, my child, go forth and get me Mr. McCarthy and Barbara Walsh and bring them outside.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, because that's what we can do, right? We can command them to do things.
I think so.
So yeah,
So
go get them.
I will do those things. So I have emotional telepathic projection, and I have giant strength. How much of old Douglas do you think is there enough for him to like emotionally harass people that he knew?
Oh, I think that's up to you. That sounds fun.
I think that's what he would do. He could probably alter himself a little bit, I would say. He's gonna try to maybe not. The tentacles are there. He's see-through. He's got the veins, but he's gonna pull them behind him, so they're kind of like making a disgusting ribcage. And he's gonna like keep his arms super long, and he's walking. He's gonna try to walk normal, but he definitely looks like a giant, disgusting Douglas.
Yeah, and I feel he's probably like just completely naked. He's got like the translucent, like weird, like almost skinless looking.
Mm-hmm.
No mouth.
Yes. The only thing is that he's in his mind. He's like, I'm gonna walk regular, but he's fucking not walking regular.
Oh, and it probably looks even creepier.
Yeah.
If this was a thing that we shot, especially in like the 60s or 70s as like a horror movie, the way we would do this for the special effect would be to have the actor playing Tentacle Douglas walk backwards, and then we would flip the film and have him have it be forward, where it's like it's not quite correct.
I love that.
That's cool.
That's definitely. If you want, just for the time, if you want, we can talk through. Do you want to talk through really quick what I'm gonna do?
Oh yeah, what's your plan?
Okay, so I know this building.
And when they give you an order, you can do your weird, your other things, right? Your agenda or whatever.
When given a command, do all of these things. Try to fulfill it until you succeed. So I keep going like the fucking Terminator. Take one action to meet your need. My need is to punish unbelievers. So as soon as I start shooting out tentacles, they're like, that's not real, or what is that? I'm like, unbeliever! Get crazy. Punish. I'm just going to whip them with tentacles. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I have to return to the temple. So you said get them. You didn't tell me where to bring them. I'm already walking.
My child Douglas, go forth and get those people and bring them back to the temple.
Noted. Difference made.
I thought it had to be under Soth's light. Do we have to
And it's supposed to be a public place too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it have to be at the temple?
It doesn't have to be.
I'm just saying it shouldn't be at the temple. The temple's not really a public place.
Right.
Okay, so go forth, bring their asses outside. Into the light, City Hall. We already used Milton Park, so why not just literally at the steps of City Hall? Like, let's just do it right there. Because this is going to be our City Hall soon.
Oh, fuck! It's getting crazy! So I'm going to walk in, trying to be normal with my extra long arms, my tentacles behind my back, and the first person I see is... You tell me. Because I'm going to terminate this fucking place.
Yeah. I feel like you can probably describe, like, just...
Nice.
Killing a few officers on your way because they're opening fire. It's,
Absolutely.
here's your action scene.
Yeah.
And it's a small town too, so it's probably...
JJ was one of the only ones.
Well, with JJ, Douglas, and Sheriff Brown,
We've got like maybe 4 cops left.
I can't imagine there's a lot more people who showed up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, that being said, I'm gonna go in. I go in and I see Barbara's desk, and I know Barbara's usually there because I bring morning coffee every morning, but she's not here. And I look to the left towards the office. No, I killed that guy earlier. And I'm like, he's like slow turning, and he's gonna go and he's gonna see like, ooh, I think I hear something. He's gonna slowly start walking down that way. He's gonna see maybe like a guard from a distance at the end of the hallway, and when he realizes, he's gonna point his gun.
And they're like, oh, freeze! Who's there? Kind of situation.
He can't talk, so Douglas is he's gonna like take one big leap, and he's gonna grab like the side of the wall and like crawl, and then the tentacles are gonna come out. And he's just gonna do like that weird horror movie crawl on the wall. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna get to the officer. Did he hit me or not? I'll take the hits if I need to.
Yeah, I'll let you decide. I don't think it's super relevant.
No, it's fast. Mm-hmm. This is he probably heard gunshots outside, so maybe he went to go check. So it's kind of like that walking towards each other moment.
Maybe it's like it's like a younger guy and he's like too terrified. He points it, but it's like deer in headlights.
Yeah.
He points the gun, but he can't even do it.
So that actually helps because I'm on the side of the wall now. I'm not even gonna stop. I'm gonna tentacle his arm up so he shoots himself in the face.
Oh god.
So as he's like pulling the trigger, a tentacle just goes bang, and that's it. And then he's just gonna get off the wall and keep going. And he's got this weird, like, do you know ice skaters? Mm-hmm. When they're like doing the arms like this, that he's like doing this with his
T-1000
Yeah. And then he's gonna get to the door, and he knows exactly where he is. This is like a table and like a lunchroom and like where we have coffee and like eat our stereotypical donuts and like. So he sees like Barbara's like on a table.
Yeah. So I think what's going on here is that she's probably like on a table, like you said, but she's kind of in shock. Like she's almost just like muttering and just incomprehensible, like nothingness. And the Dr. McCarthy guy, who I imagine he's like a redhead.
Harold McCarthy.
I don't know why.
Does he have a mustache?
Oh, for sure.
Creepy
Absolutely.
redheaded mustache.
Yeah.
Those are creepy.
And the eyebrows that are
Just like a little extra.
Yeah. The red eyebrows.
Jeez, all this redhead bashing.
Just the eyebrows are weird.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm thinking he's like an older guy too, and he's kind of what'd you do for someone that's in shock? You're a doctor in the 50s. I guess kind of like you gotta snap out of it. I guess.
Cold compress. I mean, what would he?
Yeah,
what would
right.
he'd have something with her to? Is he checking her vitals?
Yeah,
I think he's like trying to
doing,
like console her.
Yeah.
Because what's going on, just like behind the scenes, is that she saw that first Ringu monster get over here, and it like got her out of the way to get to the sheriff. Yeah. So yeah, she might have like an arm in a sling or something too.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe like making sure her arm's okay, saying like whether it's broken or not, just like at the moment.
Yeah.
Here's the thought. He's at this point heard at least 3 gunshots.
Yeah, and I think there's maybe like the last policeman in Milton is also in this room.
The last guy? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Poor guy. So there are 3 people in this room. The lights are pretty bright. I'm assuming it's nighttime.
But there's been tremors, so just to make it horror movie creepy, they're like flickering.
Yeah. So perfect. So I'm gonna stand at the door. The door's probably open. There's no reason for them to have it closed. So he's gonna put his hands on the side of the door and do that like that crunching thing, and he's gonna let his tentacles pull him through the door. So we'll give him that second to like if they need to react. I'm trying to be reasonable.
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to make it so easy. Although
Right, exactly.
I love what's this description that we're doing. So, and you two are waiting outside for this to happen.
Good question. You're hearing gunshots.
If Old Gus came back and heard Patricia giving the command to Tentacle Douglas let me rephrase this, to the servitor, to Servitor Douglas, then he would maybe wait outside and oh, you know what? No, he's going extra crazy. So he's waiting outside, and if there are any people that show up,
Please start preaching.
yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
So
And if
awesome.
there and he's starting like there's people who are like what's going on there, Gus? Like, and he's like this is the dawn, like this here's the dawn of a new age, you see? Old Gus no more. I have been reborn, and all of you shall soon be reborn. For the great God has opened his eye. See there, in the sky, its light shines down upon us, and it has come up from the sea and up from the earth itself, shaking all that we know to tear down the corruption that we see. And if any of them, like, give any hint of, like, that's crazy, he just shoots them.
Oh my god!
Whereas somebody's like, "Old Gus, you're being nuts," and he just shoots like an old lady in the head, like he's and again every time we see him, he looks a little bit younger, and I'm imagining he's played by Peter Fonda as an actor, and we saw him Peter Fonda on what was the movie where he's like he's really old and his actual daughter Jane Fonda is it's not On Golden Pond. No, it is On Golden Pond.
I'm like, I don't know
Okay,
a lot of
like
Fonda
you old
movies.
coot. Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but
I
so
was
it's
like the Benjamin Button.
yeah, he's Benjamin Button.
I love it.
But no, he's old Peter Fonda, and he's returning to young Peter Fonda. Like I don't think he was ever like a handsome Paul Newman character. He's a little more grizzled than that. Stop laughing at my boner for these older Hollywood actors.
Now we know what gets your crank going.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the internet to know it's due.
It's the dressing. It's all the dressing.
Pans and
Yeah.
I'm throwing my
old
pans
men.
out the window. I don't need these anymore.
There's some ranch in this dress. Oh my god, you need to go to a doctor. Why does he got these speckles? But yeah, so he's like
Mine's blue cheese.
each time we see him, he looks a little bit younger, and he's acting like he's a little more. He still has like the black eyes, and that's not healing necessarily, but he's getting like he seemingly is getting younger. And as people are coming up, and they're either like, "What's going on?" and like shocked. But if anybody speaks up, he just straight up shoots them.
Just shot Martha, whatever, in her face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that Amy?
Yeah. Peter Fonda.
Weird.
Jane Fonda's dad.
So that's awesome. What are you up to?
Yeah. So since we're throwing in some, supernatural elements, then I'm just gonna take some liberties and
Go in.
I know for sure Pat's gonna. I trust my boy to bring out the bodies, the live bodies, and so while you're doing that, I know you're doing the Lord Soth's work. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna start preparing the steps for this ritual, and I start singing this like weird whale song, but like a song. But it's like our hymn to song to Soth. So just like the what is that song that people sing about Jesus?
There's a few.
Jesus loves me, right? Yeah. But she's like, Soth will save me, and she's like singing this song and like doing this weird consecration of the
This
area.
is such a 70s horror movie right now.
Can I throw out a crazier thing?
Well, I'm not totally finished yet. I'm
I love
sorry.
it. She wasn't just gonna sing for Soth, bro.
I wasn't just gonna sing, but as I'm doing this, I look down and I see my belly.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I see my belly is growing. Not like full 9 months pregnant, but I literally just want it to be like, ooh, that way all these other people can see it too. And I'm just gonna stand up, I guess, for this, and just I'm gonna be.
Can we LARP this real quick?
I'm LARPing right now.
It's LARPed.
So I want it to literally just be like, Soth will save, and with every note, it's just it just starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and she's rubbing her belly, and just doing this weird kind of I'm rocking a baby.
Oh my
but
God.
this is the Soth, and then as you're killing people, basically, I'm just witness the beauty of creation.
This is amazing.
This is immaculate conception on this different level.
That was literally exactly what I was gonna suggest.
I love that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good, because that's kind of where I was it
Teamwork,
starts
y'all.
off with the song, but it's gonna happen with the baby belly, and she is just glowing with motherly pride.
I love it. Now she's got big red hair. Is it loose now? It's out of its librarian.
Yeah, she had that kind of like a ponytail.
Takes your glasses off.
Yeah.
I'm sexy now.
She's,
Freddie Prinze Jr., get over here.
Yeah, there you go. She's all that.
I love it.
But yeah, I want it to definitely be she's like Mother Earth right now. So she's taking it off. She's letting her hair free. She's just one with the earth. So
She shoulds just one shoulder. Just one.
right. Right, and she
What a
still
gift.
has the bloody shoulder,
from earlier.
From when earlier.
Oh
from
yeah,
when-
with the handprints.
with the handprint, but that's now her badge of honor. You know what I mean? She's just
I love how crazy this got in less than 10 minutes.
Right, we were very reserved before this. Now it's insane preacher shooting people and I'm pregnant with a whale god, baby.
As soon as you gave me a command, that shit got crazy.
Yeah, well, and then I want it to be the song of the creation like that. So literally just this is your new God.
Yeah, and old Gus is out on the lawn of this place, like, yelling at people that, like, do you hear that? And maybe it's carrying, like, supernaturally loudly, because you're walking into the city hall, you said, or no?
No, she's on the steps.
I'm on the steps. I'm
yeah.
like consecrating the area with like prayer and song and weird dancing.
Within the Catholic Church there are psalms. Is psalms a thing within other churches, like specifically like Protestant?
Honestly, I don't know. Probably.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's like a book of the Bible.
Like the
Right,
book?
it is.
Yeah.
But is it like also the weird like half songs within Catholic Church?
Oh, you
know
mean
they
like
sing a lot of
also
it,
to you and the callbacks.
Like there is something for you, like that kind of a thing.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with it. I don't know, but yeah. But
We're
he's
here,
just
dude.
like these are the psalms of the new. Sorry to caress you.
That's the Lord, baby.
Yeah, he just says like as he's looking out, and there are people kind of had shown up when he shot the first person or two. They're now like going back, and
Yeah, I
maybe
feel
some
people
people
are,
run
it's like
away.
panic for sure.
Yeah, and people
There's a
are
lot of
running
people
into
running.
buildings maybe. And he's like these are the psalms of the new Lord. Fall to your knees, and praise be to the Lord. And he like points up at that star, and he says, for judgment is nigh.
Oh, and just to just to highlight all of this craziness, I think, like there's a bigger earthquake now, and almost like a fissure opens up, like in front of you two, like in front of the crowd, and kind of almost like raises the ground that you're on.
Okay.
Love that.
And then, I think too, like like we look up at the audience, back up at the Eye of Soth, and it's like now the full size, like a full moon, that's like getting bigger and bigger as it goes on.
I think that's a crazy thing. The person a person who's run up and be like, what's going on? And it's Deborah Thompson. It's the mayor's secretary.
Dorothy?
I'm sorry. It's Dorothy Thompson, the mayor's secretary, and she's run up and she's like, what's going on? And then when that happens, she like falls to her knees and she looks up and she's just in awe of this. And Gus kind of grabs her look at this! Look at what is becoming! Look at the world reborn! And he's like screaming.
Middle-aged Douglas is
not
Douglas. Middle-aged Gus is very scary.
Yeah, this is middle-aged Gus.
Yeah, maybe like every third person, you know, like a third of this audience that you're killing some of them. Maybe a third of them are just like they do fall to their knees and just like stare up at the star, just like hypnotized basically.
Oh, can I throw in one more thing?
Please.
And then he says, yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm being shy. I'm so demure. But yeah, he's like, a reborn! And he like yells, and you hear reborn, and he looks over, and it's Prue, and she's also younger.
Aw, how did you get
so,
there? I love that.
Yeah, she can.
It's fucking magic.
Slept over
She
here.
just got over there.
Yeah.
She has. I haven't been fed for days. What's happening downtown?
I regularly starve.
Oh, here you go. What if it's so she was in her 60s or something, you said?
I imagine the same age as him.
Yeah. So now she's looking like her late 30s, 40s.
Yeah, I'm imagining we're in our
In her like nightgown kind of
Yeah.
thing, and she's like, maybe she's walking up to you and she's like, I heard the whispers.
Ooh.
It brought me.
I love that.
and he grabs her like it's like a shitty romance novel, and they like
Rips his shirt off.
He rips his shirt off. By the way, he's played by Fabio now. It's very good. But Fabio in the earlier '90s, not like broken his nose on a bird on a roller coaster.
Oh, you do have a broken
Fabio.
nose.
I do have. You're right. There's a bird, a snake on my face. No, but he pulls her to him and is like, oh, he just says, a new life. There's a new life for us, a new life, and soon. And he points over to
Right.
Pat and he says, a baby.
And that's actually perfect because I was thinking that while this is happening, I need to be like, I've consecrated this area, like I've been praying over it and dancing over it. I want to be like getting into delivery.
Just like laying on,
yes.
like shoulders against
one
or two steps.
a couple steps, and I'm like spreading my legs open.
Oh my god!
You know, because I've got like a 50 old lady skirt, so I can totally just pop that baby out. You know.
Amazing.
This is perfect.
Yeah, I just want to be like laying down and looking up at the eye and
Is this how Soth is coming into this world? Because I love this.
having
But
this is
having
what
this
you wanted.
beautiful moment and like
The
spreading
true
my legs.
portal.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
only portal.
The only true
That's the only
portal.
portal I'm
Yep.
traveling.
Feast your eyes.
Alright, so, yes, absolutely. So this pandemonium's happening outside, but now let's switch to the pandemonium happening inside.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess this is going to be like the last conflict of the game. This is going to be like the climax to see if you can tentacle Douglas
Way through.
can, how well you can do that. So I guess I will do the situation. Although, again, none of these are three people are investigators. So you can just kill any of them if you want. But there's just one person that's kind of going against you. This, the very last police officer of Milton.
Whose name is Charles White.
Deputy White. Are they all deputies or they're officers?
I would assume they would all be
Yeah.
officers.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. I am going to be going against him, but with my Goliath strength, when I see him, I see the situation, I know he's got a gun. He's been prepared more than the other cops.
Yeah.
Because he's been hearing gunshots this whole time. I'm going to assume what actually happened. McCarthy probably stood up at some point and is trying to, protect his patient. Even though he's probably not the bravest dude, he is from World War II. We did talk about that, right? We said he was also a veteran or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's probably... Oh, no, it was the other guy earlier. But it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
JJ.
Everybody's
That's
from
fine.
World War II!
Yeah.
So he's kind of protecting. So I probably get shot. I'm not gonna lie. The second I come through the door, I get shot. So I'm gonna take that because I didn't get shot earlier, and that was a kindness from you. So I'm gonna take this bullet. But now I'm going to use my emotional telepathic projection, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna project all of the cops that I've killed. So with each tentacle, it essentially backtracks and whips out, and there's gonna be a ghost of a cop, and it's gonna come out. And so I've killed 4 of them now, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
so
so it's
around.
with the sound, yeah. So
The
then-
other guy,
Yeah,
whose name
the
I
other
don't
guy.
remember.
I can't remember. Actually, he's also gonna pop out the other people he killed with the blades. So just everybody's killed, which is a lot of fucking people now. Teenage boys, greasers, nerds, I've killed everybody! And so with each tentacle, that's gonna be a representation of them, and they're gonna run at him. As he's shoot, he shoots me first, I'll take that hit, but after that, it's tentacle ghosts just coming at him. It is a mental, emotional, fuck-up thing for him. He's never seen anything like this. How does he react?
I mean, pretty poorly, I assume.
Yeah.
But
Like he's losing his shit.
He designs a new application on cell phones that way.
I think that works, though. Emotional telepathic projection is
Yeah.
what it says. Okay.
That was a stupid clip.
What a dumb code.
That was the code you were gonna use?
Terrible.
Fucking idiot.
JavaScript. What are you, retarded?
What's an EpiPen? I would love to, just for my gratification, I've killed a lot of people. I killed that, well, we blew them up together.
It's true.
But I'm still gonna claim that the nerd in the fire, what was his name? Butch? Something stereotypical. Yeah, I racked up a lot of kills, and I think.
Yeah, you did.
awesome. So I got it. I was refreshing my memory on how conflicts work because it's very simple. So your kind of action that you want to do is to kind of drive him insane, or
It's gonna, I want to remind you of this just because it's a new thing that I also learned. You automatically seize the initiative, acting before cultists and investigators.
Yeah.
But he's technically not an investigator.
no?
I just wanted to say that out loud.
So yeah, I'm giving him an advantage because he kind of.
Of course. He's heard the gunshots.
Yeah,
I said
exactly,
that.
yeah.
I said that.
So you guys are both in the same thing, but because I think you technically count as a cultist, you're gonna get to go first.
Oh, cool.
Anyway.
So with that, I'm trying to fuck with his brain to distract him, so I can get to him.
So kinda
what
just
happens is
make him hesitate.
Yeah, I take the doorway and I tentacle myself in, and he sees that and is like, "Oh fuck, this is why they're shooting." So he takes
Yeah.
a shot,
So,
hits
yeah.
me.
And then his action is just going to be, oh, kill this monster, right? It's his situation. So
Immediate.
But okay, so the way this works is you get to go first. So you actually,
Tentacle ghosts.
yeah,
That's what I do.
you kind
Whipping
of
them
just
out.
relives
And they-
the all the trauma of all this pain that you've caused in your life,
Yep. So they're
and tonight mostly.
if they had a gun, or I knew them with a gun, or maybe their last vision, whatever I saw them die as, they had like a gun in their hand or like a knife or whatever, they're gonna start running to him. That's my next move. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
like
so
5 or 6, however many people I killed.
yeah.
5 or
Well,
6 people.
so since you get that works, and then he gets to change his action then because you made the killing the monster impossible. So I think so his action for that first round, I guess, is to just try to protect these, people, serve and
Nice of
protect.
him. Yeah.
So he's
absolutely.
Oh, and he'll say like, freeze, kind of Deputy White, like he's terrified, but he's gonna go down
That's
fighting,
good.
I think. And his next action again is just to he's just gonna shoot you. Right?
He's gonna try.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know if this is gonna be much of a conflict because you're gonna.
I distracted him with 8 people. I'm exaggerating because
Yeah.
I'm thinking tentacles, but I distracted him with ghostly
Oh,
beings running at him with guns and knives.
Okay, here's another wrinkle can get involved in this because McCarthy and Barb are also characters. So
Yes.
Barb's kind of insane, so she's just going to be muttering for kind of the rest of her life, but which might not be that long.
I'm trying not to kill them because I was told to bring them outside.
Yeah, but here's the problem for you
Yes.
is that Dr. McCarthy is having none of this and he's running away.
Cool.
Possibly, maybe to the window?
Yeah. So originally my thought process, this is good. This gives me an extra motivation.
Yeah.
Originally I was going to just go and kill him. But now I see one of my people is leaving. You can't leave. None of you can leave. So I'm going to drop the ice skater act and just reach and jump forward with my long ass arm, and I'm gonna try to grab him by the neck to stop him from leaving. Do I make it?
Yeah. So how this would work then is, sorry to slow this down.
No.
I'm trying to use these mechanics. So, since you go first, that absolutely happens. You grab the McCarthy's neck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So then that makes the officer White, Deputy White. Sorry, Mr. White.
Mr. JJ is dead. Sorry, that's it. Good.
So then he gets to go, and I think he's going to shoot you.
Cool.
So I guess that's going to be another. You're getting up there, but you're still pretty good.
Yeah.
That would have killed a normal person, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The third one right there.
Yeah. So what's this gunshot like? Like, what does it do to you?
So because I'm reaching over
And
with
now
my
it's like you're kind of getting hurt too.
yeah, I'm reaching over with my left hand. I know that he can't die yet, so I'm gonna push him on the ground, and kind of swivel over, and I'm going to use I hate to do this to Barbara. I'm gonna use her as a jumping point. So I've used both of these bodies to spring forward. So now I'm at his face. That was I'm assuming my entire. Oh wait, I've got fucking tentacles. What the fuck am I talking about? So yeah, I'm gonna use the 2 regular super long arms to jump over, and the tentacles are just gonna wrap him. Just wrap him up. So it is. Now the ghosts are still around. They're just kind of pointing guns. They're not doing anything. They're just there to fuck with him.
Yeah.
But so what I want them to do is start clicking the guns and
At the officer.
at the officers, just so it's enough time to have that moment of him completely enveloped, and then I'm gonna pull him into my chest. Not into me, but
Yeah.
just so the gun stops shooting.
Yeah. So I guess your action for this is kind of just to mess with the officer again.
Yeah, this
So
time.
make him stop shooting you?
What I did was I threw. It was part of my movement, I guess.
Yeah.
But I had him by the neck, McCarthy. I threw him to the ground towards where Barb is. I used her with my other arm to catapult, so I've got 2 human bodies in my hand
Yep.
and catapult
Horrifying.
forward. And then the ghost started clicking at him just so he whoa, guns. And then with my tentacles I wrap him up and just right into my chest.
Yeah. McCarthy, right, or the officer?
The officer.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because McCarthy's on the ground. I throw him on the ground.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so the next round, I guess, is the officer's going to try to get out. I guess is the only thing he can do. McCarthy on the ground though. He wants to get up. I guess he's like near the window now. His thing is to get up and open this window. He's gonna like jump. He's not having anything in this room.
Perfect. So that was his movement, and Barbara's
That's what they
just
want to
gonna-
do. But now you can, based on that, you can decide what you want to do, and you get to go first.
And this time, the investigator, he was not an investigator, so I can just kill him. So
Absolutely.
that's what I'm gonna do.
Just like rip him in half.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the suction cups, and on his back, I'm gonna squeeze, and you're gonna hear like air, and then it's gonna just rip. Like his clothes are just gonna blood skin, and just whatever's left of him on the floor.
And now you're just covered in gore, I guess. Disgusting.
Covered in gore, and then I'm gonna do one of those like sexy car leftovers over Barbara again. And he's got the window open, and I'm gonna grab him by both the shoulders, and then I'm gonna like lean in like I would whisper, and then just like just cover his mouth, pull him back into the room.
Yeah, and I think that's enough. There's not really any opposition now, so you can deliver these to.
Yeah. So once I kind of
Treasures.
I don't break his neck, but I like squeeze really tight, and then I'm gonna let go of the other hand and just grab Barbara. I do have giant strength, so I can carry them both.
Absolutely.
So he's gonna struggle, but she's done, I guess. So I'm gonna like awkwardly cradle her in my very large arms, and then whenever, what is it? Punish unbelievers. Whenever McCarthy starts struggling, I whip him with a tentacle. So I'm just like dragging these people down the body.
Do you just like jump out the window, or what do you do?
I'm actually gonna slow walk back the way I came, and every light that I see, I'm gonna and just break the lights on the way back. It's gonna get dark in here.
So yeah, it's just the horror movie of you just dragging this like
These two
man and
people.
this insane woman in your other weird hand.
So I imagine almost the way this is going is from the outside we're like yelling. Old Gus is yelling, and Patricia is like singing, and also she has herself in like birthing position.
Yeah.
But like on on the steps of City Hall essentially.
Oh, and Prue is there. Don't forget.
Yeah, and Prue is with Gus, and these
Shirtless Gus.
and as stuff is happening like inside City Hall, we hear like gunshots going off, and people kind of exclaim, and the ground is shaking more and more and more, and like fissures are opening, and people are like, "Oh my God, this is the end times!"
Yeah.
And we see lights going out.
I feel there's like
It's getting dark.
5 or 6, maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 people that have like fallen to their knees and are just like caught up in this, and they're making these whale sounds all in unison too.
What about that?
They're singing the Psalms of
Yes,
Saul.
yes.
And maybe one of them is like really close to the fissure, and as like the fissure kind of opens up, like more they just fall in. It's like whatever.
Grateful.
And I think now the eye of Soth is just like a second sun, like everything's just bathed in like orange light.
I love that. That's crazy.
And then I think how does this last ritual go down?
So I'm going to whatever that last light is. It doesn't matter because now we're in Soft's light. But anyways, I'm going to bring them out the front door. Obviously, I see screaming and prayer and worship. Look, Mama! And I'm gonna bring the I would assume it would be Martha or Barbara first, just because she's comatose already. So I'm gonna put her next to you. You have the blade,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna put her next to you because I know what you have to do,
Right.
and I'm gonna take my other arm and keep hold of probably struggling. What the fuck is happening, Dr. McCarthy?
That's kind of what I envisioned too. Is like I'm in birthing position in the middle of the steps. I want one body here, one body here, so like flanking me, so that I'm like the, in the middle, the what is it, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
There it is.
Baby, I'm in the middle.
So with the knife, you're probably struggling.
I'm having.
It's a whale baby.
Beautiful
Is it?
birth.
Okay.
I'm having a giant egg.
Well, yeah, no,
You
yeah,
said-
for
you
sure.
had- we had argued 13 eggs earlier.
Right. We
Yeah.
said we were gonna have lots of
So
babies.
Baker's
unless
dozen.
unless he's one of the babies, and then there are a regular dozen eggs.
But depends on what you want. You're the
Yeah,
mama.
that's true. And I want them big. I want these eggs like ostrich fucking
Those are, like,
size.
this big?
Like this big coming
That's
out
true.
of
You're
me.
gonna have 12 babies.
I think so.
Fuck.
Right?
Okay.
So just these basketballs are kind of rolling out of you.
Well, so that
I don't
being
want them
said,
to be I don't want them to be little, because I want these to be like horrendous creatures that I'm birthing.
Oh, yeah, so
like,
this is like just such a hard, like you're just being like torn apart by these things, basically. I feel, right?
So then, that being said, I will help her with the sacrifice because if she's also giving birth at the same time, that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
So she probably has the pocket knife like in her hand. I'm gonna grab a tentacle and like help her with it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna like, Barbara's dead.
Yeah.
That's Barbara.
I want literally like just like
if that helps.
A river of blood like coming from my vagina.
Wait, we can't say veggetti.
Oh crap! Is that what veggetti meant?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not anymore.
Let's just say my zucchini noodles. Wait, no, that's
sorry.
you're
Okay,
good.
so
You can say
over
that.
my birthing chamber.
Yeah.
That's even more horrifying. I love it.
Down below.
It's like Aliens now.
So
Oh, yeah.
I want like river of blood to start flowing, and then you help me, and
This is Barbara.
I lean over, and with every like that's gonna be my first delivery, right? I feel like that should be the first kill. Is like the first egg emerges.
It's real now.
You know,
Oh.
like I'm already like bleeding, and like I'm like it's like happening.
I think that. I think that Old Gus. I'm just gonna insert myself into
Yeah, I
this
was gonna
situation.
say how
Old
can
Gus.
you
Old
help?
Gus comes up to this thing, and Dr. McCarthy.
I'm holding it. What do you want?
I think maybe you let him go, and he kind of like scrambles up, and he thinks he sees Old Gus from like behind, and then he like looks at him, and again he's now like 30 years old, as opposed to the 68-year-old man he'd been a day or two earlier,
Like an hour ago.
Yeah, and he just says like I've always trusted you, Dr. McCarthy, to be here at the birth of our child, and he like brings Prue next to him, and then he just shoots Dr. McCarthy in the head, and the blood sprays all over Patricia, and it like further acts like these eggs are like fertilized now that like the blood of these two sacrifices are on them,
And make sure the blade
everything's
gets covered in the blood.
Yeah.
undulating. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's
that's
a thing.
true. No, but we continued it, so
Yeah,
I like that.
Oh, wait.
And
Also, I forgot. Added a point of clarity for both of you because you both murdered a person.
I'd probably have to add a few because if I kill, let's say 3.
yeah, you probably did.
Do you want me to do that too, or am I?
I feel like you
on a
don't have to
different-
because you're. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
supposed to kill.
I definitely think that.
If I may,
Mhm.
when Prue, at this point she's with you, right? She's heard the whisper. I'd like to step close to her, and I'm gonna take some tentacles and like, not suction her, like touch her face, and I'm gonna have her help with the birth.
That's exactly.
Okay, good,
So
good. So Prue's up.
yeah.
Now she's in.
Yeah.
She's in.
The
for it.
midwife.
Yeah, I was
That's what
actually
I was gonna
thinking.
ask.
I was thinking you should deliver, but that
Yeah.
makes more sense. Because,
That way, Prue's a part of it.
Yeah.
She's here.
Yeah, somebody needs to deliver these eggs, and like.
Somebody made her younger.
Somebody needs to deliver these eggs.
She's younger now, though, right?
Yeah.
So,
She needs to, somebody needs to, and
be
like
grateful,
like
Prudence.
bathe them in the blood too, because
Oh,
they're eggs. I want
They
them
need
to
to
be
be
like
baptized.
creepy, like sort of, almost like your skin.
Yeah, the like translucent.
like a little bit translucent, so you can see that there's there's something inside of it, but you can't totally see it, and it definitely got some tentacles, and it's definitely moving around. And Prue, I want her to just be like whale songing, like. This is
I love this crazy whale song.
taking the blood of like these people, and just like, kind of like a throwback to the arm on the shoulder, like just like a hand on the egg,
Yeah.
and just like touching on there.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I was
Well,
gonna end that scene.
No, perfectly. What I was gonna say was, the humans are doing their human thing. So I got everything in the right position. I don't have to disappear because
I think you're here.
we're doing
here
what I'm
forever.
doing, right? So I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna look up at Soth, and then just tentacles are gonna just start like, because I can't talk or sing, so it's just me on a corner like this monster.
Yeah, I think when we kind of follow your gaze up, and it's just the sky and Soth's like eye are just, they're the same now. It's just an entire orange sky that's illuminating everything, and maybe like zoom out of the town, and it's like "Welcome to Boston" sign or something, and we see Mayor Shaw is just like still like walking, like struggling not to, but he's just has a giant smile on his face, looking up at this like bathed in orange light. He's like, they did it. And then
So,
the leader,
if you
the
complete,
leader,
if you complete the fourth ritual, read the following aloud to the group. Soth appears. Cue crazy music. It's really intense. Yeah, like whale song. We've got the eye, like the eye. It's the place of the sun, where these tremors are. I think tentacles have come up from it, and like blood has boiled up in those places. We see where Mayor Shaw is walking, maybe, and like there are similar things going on, like in far off Boston, though.
What happened at the cannery?
Yeah. So the
I
player.
want Evelyn's like just mouth to just be.
Yeah, she's eating old meatloaf, and she looks up at the sun like, what? So the player of each surviving cultist narrates an epilogue. Describe the fate of your cultist and other people from the town, if appropriate. You can't say what happened to other surviving cultists, but you have the option to incorporate their hints. Each epilogue should describe the increasingly horrid condition of the world.
it starts with the highest sanity or clarity.
We see this like lake of writhing tentacles, and we see a young but now like translucent in the same way that Tentacle Douglas is. Prue and Old Gus, now just Gus, now Tentacle Gus.
Yes, Tentacle Gus.
Like staring down at this at this like lake as they're watching this like egg undulate, and they like hold each other, and this thing, something we just see burst forth and like consumes them as it's hatched further. Part of Soth is that it consumes and adds to itself the souls of those it eats. So like it brings Prue and Gus in as like these people who were believers, or like who had been like selected by him, and so like their consciousnesses, along with their flesh, even born anew, is subsumed into this larger thing that like is like brought into this egg monster, or this egg baby being, and then maybe some larger animal eats it, and it's like sucking in this amalgam of souls.
Yeah, I love it. So then, a year after that, what do you see?
So I think, and this add, I guess, something, right, to Soth?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
so
what do we see with Pat?
Right.
2 years after
So
the
2 years,
summoning.
2 years later, I think that something we come to find out is that these Soth children take a long time to mature. So even that's why they're so big, that's why they're so intelligent, so they take a long time. So you cut to 2 years later, you see Patricia, and she's back at the fish cannery. And where the tank is and all the blood and stuff, now it's filled with like red flowers and stuff, and she's just like inside of the tank, very Mother Earthly, and she's got like her
I don't think so. I don't think that's allowed. You gotta wait until 9 o'clock.
Say it.
So her nipples have now become these like elongated like tentacles, and she's grown more of them. So she's grown exactly like 13, and she's got these like
13 tentacle nipples?
yeah. So they're like just coming out of her like a cow, just like so many long like tentacle nipples, and around her are her babies, are her 13 babies, and they are just like suckling away at her. And because it's again 2 years, so they're still,
Where are these babies?
They're still weaning, so they're like these kind of like half whale, half tentacle, but also so they've got like longer, bigger bodies, but like big tentacles, but they also have this beard. So she's also translucent and got this, you could see like the nourishing milk, which is like black, coming like out of her to feed these little babies. and
So grotesque.
and
Can
they're
you
just-
draw this?
I would love to.
At some point.
Let me take a picture of it, and I need to go to the bathroom for a bit.
What are you doing in there?
For an unrelated reason, can you put a pan on the stove?
But you know, the tank is raised, so she's like in there, like literally, like some like motherfucking like, oh, I'm the mother queen of the universe, and
Does she have like a crown or something like?
Yes, I
gross
definitely.
crown?
I want her to have like a creepy like.
Bone crown or
Yeah, maybe bones of like all the people that have been killed and stuff, you know. But these babies are so big that she's on this tank and the babies are on the floor. But they're that large that they're like, she can still touch them, and she like reaches out and be like, drink mommy's milk, babies, grow big and strong.
She doesn't sing it like a whale.
Drink mommy's milk, babies. And then the one closest to her, and she's like, little Douglas, you are my special child. She said she would.
Amazing.
Right? So it takes a long time, but then
I wanted to be a part of
while
this.
this is happening, she's like literally dying. They're like sucking the actual life out of her. And so but then you see like this like dream vision. And in her mind, in her world, she's like on a beautiful bed of flowers in the middle of a field with these like little babies around her. They're nursing.
Like Ann Geddes-esque level, like.
Yeah. Yep. And then you got like the actual gods, because that's what she wanted, to be his wife. So behind her is like Soth, and he's just like, my children.
What is Soth?
So he's like a larger. I feel like he's gonna be like a larger version of them,
Like a whale, a tentacled whale.
right, but a creepy whale with like legs.
I'm excited.
Like
Is it like a humanoid whale
right,
tentacle
like
thing?
okay, this is what was that stupid cartoon where it was like half fish head, half man body,
Little Mermaid.
Right, but the other way.
Oh.
So like fish head, like a whale head, but like a man's muscular body.
Like, what's his name's character in BoJack Horseman? You
Oh.
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about? The newscaster?
Is he fish?
He's a whale,
Oh, weird. Does he have legs?
I assume. Because they're all like.
They all have like human
Oh,
features.
well.
Like,
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
But I want him to have lots of tentacles.
Keith Oberman is the name of that guy.
And the big orange eyes. And I feel like he should be black and slimy and kind of scaly,
Or like ebony, like.
yeah,
dark.
like onyx or something, like almost like shiny and pretty, but like kind of creepy. So in the real world, she's just getting the life literally sucked out of her.
Just like a milk husk.
Milk, exactly. But in her dream world, she is just the mother of the universe, the new universe. So
They usually call regular mothers milk husk. They don't like it. That's good.
Listen here, Milk Gus.
keep that in mind.
It was the 50s. We did a lot of weird things back then.
Yeah,
Well, by now it's 53.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so now the third year. Bring us home.
So, one of us got sucked in with his wife into the consciousness. Another one dry husked herself to death, which is how it ends. And that's fine. So it's gotten worse for everything else. But at this point, I didn't have any way of suckling. So at some point, somebody, probably my mom, was like, and like, so now when you cut it open, it's like those sharp whale teeth. So that's like, I've matured into that now. I have been drinking mama's milk, so I actually turn a little bit more human than I was before. So now I have more human-esque. I'm taller now. I'm tall like that. So now he's probably about 8 feet tall. Because Soth is probably like 15 feet tall.
Yeah,
He's
huge.
humongous. Yeah, he's huge. And he's like half whale person. So at this point, I've actually got a fin now, and I've started growing a tail. but I'm the oldest sibling. So I started like raising the kids after Mama died. So what we do every now and then, and this is like a montage into the last day, but we go into the lake and we swim in that disgusting, fucked up cannery lake that was cursed forever every day. So we're like swimming and we're walking, and we're swimming and we're walking, and every day we go out. And then the last day, Dad says it's time to go out for the hunt. So we've been preparing to convert everything else. Right, sure, it started in this one town in Milton, and people know not to fuck with Milton. Something weird's happening, but over the past 3 years, we've been spreading and spreading. Now the children of the king and the queen are gonna go, and the rest of the world's So we're technically half whale-ish, tentacles out the belly and all that stuff. Still got the long arms. Now I'm 8 feet tall, and now I've got, the soul is in my daddy, and my mama's milk is in me, and all that stuff. But in that montage, I still kill humans. I kill anybody that comes toward Milton. I'm the oldest, so I'm like the guardian until the kids until all the pups are ready to go out for the hunt. I've been like protecting them. So now the last shot essentially is me at like the top of the cannery. How do I get up there? Doesn't matter. I suction cup my way up there, but I make a weird like whale noise. And the kids just fucking run and
Looks like a
12 different
war cry.
Yeah, it's like 12 different directions. They just go. And the last shot is me like jumping off.
Thanks again for joining us for the finale of
Soth.
here on This American Dice. Be sure to join us next week for another exciting episode. The finale of Soth featured the vocal talents of David as your game master, Marisa as Pat, Eduardo as Deputy Douglas / Tentacle Douglas, Austin as Old Gus, and Brandon as Mayor Richard Shaw. Additional music for this episode includes Q5, Dark, Sad, Spooky Ambient by Soulaflair. Please, if you liked our show, rate it and subscribe, and please tell a friend. Until then, I've got all these 13 teats that I have to deal with. It's going to be another hell of a night. This American Dice, signing off.
Bye guys, we hope you had fun.
Nipples!
Nipples.
Coming from my vagina.